Hi everybody, it's Derek from 9D Diagnostics. We have a customer's car in the workshop today. It's in because they're complaining of a grinding noise coming from the car when they're braking, coming from specifically the rear. The brake pads have just gone down to the metal. So this car is a Ford Mondeo. It has the electronic handbrake, which has the button. When we're doing the brake pads, we've got to command the brakes to come off. So we have to command the piston to rotate back. If you don't do this, you will damage the rear brake calipers and cost the customer an awful lot of money. So I'm just going to show you here how it's done. Okay, so we have the diagnostics connected up to the computer, and we're into brake pad replacement step 1. So we click into that. It'll give us lots of different warnings. We'll go with continue. Different safety precautions to go through. Continue. After we've done this step and we've replaced the brake pads, we then have to command the pistons to go back so it knows where the brake pads are, and there's brand new brake pads gone in. So this is just to wind the piston back, and you'll hear it going back now. So we go with start. And as you can hear it there, okay, so the function was performed. There's one or two little steps to do there, ignition on and off. I'm not going to do that with the phone in my hand, but that's basically done it. We can go ahead and walk away at the rear brakes and replace the brake pads, and then we'll do the step to bring the pistons back in. It's basically the same process. It's to know how thick the brake pads are, so the computer knows how much to apply the handbrake so the car doesn't roll off a hill. So that's how it's done. If you don't do it, you've got some serious problems. So if you have somebody doing your rear brake pads and they say, I don't need the diagnostics, well, be warned, they can do a lot of damage. Okay, have a good one. Okay, so we've just replaced the brake pads on the Ford, and we're going to tell the computer how thick the brake pads are. So the old brake pads, if you can imagine, were, let's say, that thin, and now they're that thick, okay? Bit of an exaggeration. But the computer needs to know where them brake pads are, because what can happen is that if this step is not done, the handbrake will come on and everything will be fine. But when the brakes, obviously if there's a lot of braking going on and they heat up, and then you park your car somewhere on a hill, put the handbrake on and then go off, and a half an hour later you come back, your car mightn't be there, because what happens is the brakes cool, and then the handbrake slips because it doesn't know how thick they are. So it needs to know this. So this is why we're doing this step 2. This is quite important. There's lots of videos out there, people doing it without the diagnostics, and it's a recipe for disaster. So we will never cut corners. That's why we have this diagnostic equipment. So let's go ahead and do the step 2. Okay, so the ignition's on. Brake pad replacement step 2. Again, it goes through all of the different safety precautions, and we go ahead with start. And there you go, it's been completed. I'll turn the ignition off now and finish this process. So as you can see there, it winds the piston out to the brake pad and then back in, and then it winds it again, so it knows how far to push that piston. Also, we're going to pump the brake pedal once this is done, before we drive the car. We give the car a test drive and make sure that the brake pads are bed into the discs. But other than that, that's how it's done. So as I said, we never kind of cut corners here. Lots of places out there will try and do rear brake pads with the diagnostics, but it only takes once for something to mess up, and ultimately somebody can get killed. Okay, have a good one.